Hey there, welcome to episode 24 of PigCake Plus News. 24, this is about the age where you have the let's get fucking wasted girl goes to all the college parties, the one that's way too old to be there. So that's what episode 24 is. Episode 24 is that female who's way too old to be in college, but is still in college, getting her degree in communications and in fucking psychology. Ugh. Going into college parties with 18 and 19-year-olds. With bottles of tequila. Oh. Well, today we have an action-packed episode. It's so action-packed. Action Bronson actually makes an appearance. That's not true. I wish I could get Action Bronson to appear. I feel like anytime I want to get any sort of work done, YouTube does this thing where that's when the recommended feed actually takes its best shape. So whenever I'm browsing YouTube on purpose, looking for videos to watch just to pass the time, the recommended feed is always garbage and it spews out all these things that nobody would be interested in. But when I'm trying to be productive, that's when the recommended feed is straight fire. And one of the things that I came across is Action Bronson and his dedication to food. If you guys are unfamiliar, he is a rapper. He is a very large white male. I believe he has some sort of Arabic descent, but that's debatable. He looks like he could be about 10 other different races. He goes around to all these very expensive places and eats all this lavish food, all while looking like he's about to drop the hottest mixtape of all time. Like wearing oversized shirts with stains on it, wearing those shorts that go past your knees, almost hitting your ankles. He's the greatest guy ever. He has to pull his beard away every time he consumes food, so food doesn't persist on his beard. But let me tell you, even among all that, I've never seen a man more passionate about food than Action Bronson. So if you're looking to pass some time and waste some of those precious minutes that you're never going to get back, make sure to look up Action Bronson. Well, anyways, we can't talk about the news without talking about Elizabeth Warren. She is a female that's been in the political scene for a while. And it just came out recently that she put out some sort of video and released documents to prove that she is in fact Native American. A while ago, Donald Trump made fun of her, calling her Pocahontas and telling her that if she were to get a DNA test to prove that she was of Indian descent, like she claimed, that he would donate $1 million to her favorite charity. Well, it turns out that she is Native American, according to a DNA test. However, the levels of DNA, some people have done the math here, and it seems like she is actually less than 1% Native American. So while the DNA test did prove that she does have Native American blood somewhere in her ancestry, somewhere between 6 and 10 generations ago, which to summarize means that she may have had a relative who was born somewhere either in Mexico, Peru, or Colombia about 300 years ago, because according to the actual samples that they used, they tested her against potential Native Americans from Mexico, Peru, or Colombia. Now, while I do stay away from politics on this PigCake Plus News experience, you can't avoid this shit because I don't understand what her endgame is. I feel like she's one of the candidates for the 2020 election against the Republicans, but by doing this, she's actually gotten the ire of the Cherokee community. The Cherokee Nation here actually said that DNA tests are useless to determine tribal citizenship and don't distinguish whether a person's ancestors were indigenous to North or South America, and that she's even undermining tribal interests with her continued claims of tribal heritage. Oh boy, what a pickle she's found herself in. So here it says she is a potential 2020 presidential candidate and will try to become reelected for a second term in Massachusetts. So we'll see where this goes from here. Not the greatest day for Elizabeth Warren, that's for sure. So here's an interesting one involving human sperm. Human sperm, I mean male sperm, because we're not at a place yet where females can produce sperm, even though that would be a fucking great headline. But apparently here, studies of human populations and animal models suggest that a father's experiences such as diet or environmental stress can influence the health and development of his descendants. So how these particular effects are transmitted across generations remains a mystery. So according to this, if your dad ate like shit and would ingest Cheetos and beer for breakfast, that might have a potential effect on his child. So this is potentially terrifying because your parents did retarded shit. I don't know about you guys, but when my parents were growing up, the stories that I would hear about the way they would go through things in their respected countries and how they dealt with their day-to-day lives, if that gets transmitted to you, I feel like you're fucked. One of the more famous stories that I would hear from my grandmother actually is this idea of them not having enough food in their country. So what they would do is that they would batter and fry mops. So they would take a mop, they would marinate it in whatever juices they had. So usually some sort of concoction of lemon and probably other spices. They would take the same rag that they would use as a mop, they would marinate it, and then they would fry it, and then eat it. They would eat it. And that's one of the horror stories that I would hear. Not that my grandmother did that. She would point out people that did that and say, yeah, this is what people would do, yada, yada, yada. And if you even have that in your genetic profile, even a little bit of it, you are absolutely fucked, because now every time you pass by a mop, your mouth starts to water, your DNA is buzzing. Hopefully sexual preference is something that's not carried down, because I imagine that back in the day, people were into some weird shit to get off. You always hear stories about ancestors being lonely in the farm and then taking up a particular goat or a horse that they have an affinity to, and just deciding, you know what, I haven't seen my wife in about 3 to 4 months because she's in a city taking care of the parents. This goat looks awfully a lot like her. I'm just going to take this goat out back, stick its head between the posts of a fence, and just have my way with them. That's the sort of mentality that hopefully is not passed down to you. But anyways, the conclusion of the study is the importance of epigenetic information carried by sperm. So hopefully they'll be able to prove some more things that are transmitted through sperm and into us, thus proving that you should be careful, not only for your sake, but you should also be careful and not be selfish. Because if you do stupid shit, you get stupid sperm, and that stupid sperm gets put in a dumb pussy, and then that dumb pussy and that stupid sperm make a child that ends up coming out stupid. So you need to be careful about the things you do. Be conscious that your sperm could affect not only your sanity and your mental and physical health at the moment, because if you stick your dick in crazy, well, then that crazy is going to rub off on you. But if you're crazy and you stick your dick in crazy, two wrongs don't make a right. And in this case, the right is a child, or the wrong rather, whatever. I bought a homeless man beer again. Yesterday I was at the gas station getting some sort of diet beverage, and the man behind me seemed like a very talky homeless chap, and I decided to buy his 4-pack of what seemed to be Busch Light. This actually isn't the first time this happens. I remember a couple years ago there was a homeless man outside of a gas station. I didn't have any particular money, so I told this individual to come inside and to pick anything he wanted from the store. This guy had free reign over anything he wanted in the store. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but he goes right into the store. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and instead of grabbing, I don't know, snacks, something like water, he could have grabbed anything he wanted from the store. Instead, he goes for the tall boy natty ice at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, of which I thought, man, this is going to be fairly expensive. This is a big can of beer. I, of course, got some sort of energy drink or maybe a protein shake. Depends on my particular mood. I don't remember. But his beer ended up coming up to like $1 and some change, and mine was about $3 to $4. This is why people are getting fucked up. A protein shake is $3 to $4. A beer, 32 fucking ounce beer, is $1. How much is the alcohol in a natty ice? Let me see. Tall boy. So here at Walmart, a tall boy of natural ice beer is $1.28, which has about 8% alcohol per volume, and that's the 24 ounce version. So that's a beer that you drink when you have probably nothing else to live for and you want to live your life in a perpetual haze. Here, according to Reddit Liquor, It says natural ice is arguably the cheapest beer you could buy, also widely available. Jesus. A 25-ounce tall boy contains 2 units of alcohol for less than $1.50, arguably the cheapest way to get drunk off of beer. And then this person asks, what is the equivalent for liquor? I imagine it would be cheap vodka. Jesus. Yeah, but this is why I see that there's some sort of light to the conspiracy that we are trying to perpetuate this notion of homeless and hobos, and we're making them stay that way because of the availability of cheap drinks. There are places where water is more expensive than fucking beer. But anyways, I remember this guy just grabbed one natural ice. I paid for it, and then he got the fuck out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, man. You're day drinking? Oh, that's not a good vibe. Speaking of natural ice, the reason I mentioned this story is because of the CBS article that I read, where keg-like 77 pack of light beer draws ire from Maryland comptroller. I didn't know what a comptroller was until fairly recently, but a comptroller is a financial officer for the government, which seems to me like a made-up job. It doesn't seem like they have any sort of function, but apparently they get voted in. They get voted in and all that. So apparently the comptroller from Maryland is accusing Anheuser-Busch of marketing binge drinking to college students in light of the special release of a keg-like 77 pack of natural light beer. Of course, the beer kegs sold out before the school's homecoming weekend, thus showing that people were in there with the hopes to get absolutely fucking trashed. Here it sells a large pack. It looks like a hexagon sort of shape. The box itself resembles almost like a can, and it contains 77 natties. I want to see the price of this. Get the fuck out of here. The price of this motherfucker is $34. What? Some even have it at $30.99 for 77 fucking beers. Like a 4-pack of hipster beer is $17. This has 77 beers for $30. No fucking wonder. But what's the problem? I mean, they have a product, they have a demand, and they're meeting that demand with a really good price. I'm sure everyone's winning here, but apparently the comptroller is complaining that they are promoting the idea of binge drinking. Here somebody did the math at each beer. 39 fucking cents. That is 39 cents a beer. That is fucking less than a Coke. You go to a vending machine and a Coke is $1. You buy Coke from a pack of 24 or even 12, and that's still more expensive than this fucking beer. Although I feel like it's natural light. You know, it's natty ice, but it's natural light. I'm sure the alcohol content in that can't be that much if it's natural light. Let me actually see the difference here. Natural light. Okay, so here it says 4.2 alcohol by volume, and they have the balls to include the protein, and it says 0.7 grams of protein. You're not ingesting beer for the fucking protein. The balls on this fucking serving count. I love the question here. It says does Bud Light contain alcohol? And here the response is Black Crown and Bud Light Platinums are stronger than your average Budweisers. Part of the advertising hook is that they're 6% alcohol by volume. Budweiser's advertised and labeled at 5% ABV. Bud Light is said to have 4.2 ABV. So somebody apparently has asked Google enough if Bud Light contains alcohol. Somewhere I hope that there is a kid who is 18 years old trying to prove to his parents that Bud Light doesn't contain alcohol and doing a Google search, an emphatic Google search. See, mom, look, Bud Light, does it contain alcohol? No, it doesn't, because it's light. And then Google proving them wrong. There should be a website, not saying that I condone this, but there should be a website that when you Google things in a certain way, it comes out like you want it to. You get what I mean? So for example, if you want to Google and show a significant other or your parents that Bud Light doesn't contain alcohol, you know, you put like a pound sign or some shit, and when it searches it up, it'll say no, Bud Light doesn't contain alcohol, or it has something that you have put in previously, you know, like a message that you put in previously as if it came from the top screen. That's a wonderful fucking idea. If somebody makes something of that, make sure to throw back Piggy some cheese. See, look, no, baby, look, is anal cheating? No, anal is not cheating. Look, according to the Vatican.com, here it says anal sex is not considered cheating, bitches. See, that was direct from the Pope. It's a wonderful app idea. So apparently YouTube was out yesterday for a couple hours to the ire of parents everywhere, because now they actually had to take care of their fucking kids as opposed to just throwing an iPad in their face and putting on Peppa Pig or some other cartoon where you have to stare at a screen and have somebody just lambast you with obvious shit like, oh, I have 3 pineapples here. Jim, could you take one of these pineapples? How many pineapples do I have left? You have 2, Samantha. You have 2 fucking pineapples left. Stop trying to fucking patronize me with your dumb lack of fucking knowledge of counting. But anyways, apparently people were greeted with an error message that read, there was a problem with the network 503, which I'm sure it's going to be turned into some sort of meme. Some virgin down in a closet living in his parents' house is already seething just thinking of all the fucking memes that are going to come out of that. Interestingly enough, even though YouTube went down, T-Series, the channel that's making about 100,000 subscribers, 100,000 new subscribers a day, was still receiving new subscriptions. Fairly interesting. T-Series is a YouTube channel directly out of India that is receiving massive subscriber gains. It's almost like a network of music videos and all that stuff, but fairly interesting. Apparently a Google spokesperson pointed CNBC to the tweets saying that we are back. Thank you for your patience. If you continue to experience issues, please let us know. And added that the company had nothing else to share at the moment. Also fairly interesting. Maybe Google is testing some stuff out in the background. Who knows? We'll find out in the coming weeks. It's always a terrifying thing, by the way, when a service that so many people depend on to make their living, you know, to keep themselves entertained, to count down the hours until the inevitable. When it goes down, you see just the public reaction. Yeah, it was mostly jokes on Twitter. It was mostly jokes on social media. But have YouTube be down for a week and see what happens. Have YouTube be down for 2 weeks and see what happens out of that. I'm pretty sure that'll cause a couple deaths. No lie, there's probably going to be a dumbass somewhere in the Midwest that's just going to take a shotgun in the back of the shed and just blow his head off because YouTube is out. Because then what's the meaning of life then? So you know that's a statistical probability. This is why I fucking hate looking up the news, because then you get permeated with shit like this. The 44 best pasta dishes you could eat. What? No, and apparently today is National Pasta Day. Let me ask the listeners here a question. Who the fuck comes up with these national insert whatever topic day? I think women have about 4 or 5 different days in the year that's dedicated to them. You have National Vagina Day, you have National Girl Day, National Woman Day. You have a couple men's days too. I'll give the dicks a couple days too. But now you have a National Pasta Day. What? And the fact that this article has how many? 44 that they list. There's only one, and that is baked ziti. Baked fucking ziti in pink sauce is probably the greatest pasta of all time. It's not probably, it's the greatest pasta of all time. There's no reason why you should get anything else other than baked ziti in pig sauce. I mean, what are you doing to yourself, honestly? Are you going to have penne pasta? Really, penne? Are you going to have macaroni or spaghetti or tortellini, rigatoni? Get the fuck out of here. There needs to be baked ziti in pink sauce in everybody's life at some point. And you'll realize, yeah, you know what, Piggy? You are right. Baked ziti in pig sauce is God's work when it comes to pasta. I'm hardline when it comes to my my carb heavy snacks or treats. Pizza, cheese, that's it. You grab some cheese and that's fucking it. You don't add fucking toppings on that. You don't put anything other than cheese on that bitch. And some people might say, oh, so you like cheesy bread? No, it's pizza the way God intended. Same thing with pasta. Fucking baked ziti and pink sauce, just like God intended, just like God wrote in the book of Matthew. All right, if you look at the book of Matthew 3:2, all right, you'll find that God himself also said, and let them have baked ziti in pink sauce. Here I have some people making pasta out of cocoa. Get out of here, man. Gnocchi? Gnocchi? Really? Have you ever had gnocchi? It's fucking disgusting. And then don't even tell me about spaghetti. And just disgusting. Spaghetti, they don't even eat spaghetti and meatballs. Italians don't even eat spaghetti and meatballs. I've heard from some good sources that that's the food they give their dogs. And yet here we are eating fucking spaghetti and meatballs like it's some sort of exotic dish. It's not. Baked ziti and pink sauce. That's where it's at. So Sears is absolutely fucked. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. There's a couple Sears, I think. There might be actually one Sears that's pretty close. And there might be another one in a mall somewhere. But Sears, man, what a fond memory I have of looking through Sears catalogs for the sales, you sick fucks. Not looking through the Sears catalogs for the women that are dressed in lingerie and shit, you sickos. See, the stereotype for the people that grew up before the internet was a thing was that you would have to look through Sears catalogs or whatever other catalogs would come in the mail to get your FAP on. But apparently Sears is shutting down. And let me tell you, that doesn't surprise me. They have one section that's worth it for about 5 minutes, and then the rest of the store is essentially a waste. The clothes they have is always garbage. It's always oversized and you look like what your father would dress like. It's not a good look. They always have an empty section that's dedicated to home stuff that nobody's buying because shit from Amazon is just cheaper. And if you look at their electronics section, they're still selling flip phones. And yeah, I know most stores that sell cell phones sell flip phones, but Sears only sells flip phones. They have an entire section dedicated to house phones. What? This is 1994? When was the last time you had a house with a phone inside of it? Yeah, they're called cell phones. You take them out. God, we have technology for that. But Sears was still holding dear to the thought that people would come in and buy this vintage technology. The only section that was worth it is their hardware section. But then again, you could just go to Home Depot and get everything you want. But who knows when they're going to be closing their doors. Here's Sears chairman Eddie Lampert pleased to employees that they need material progress to avoid liquidation. I mean, Sears is in that same position as other department stores that don't grow with the times. People are less inclined to leave their homes and actually buy physical stuff. And the only ones that do tend to be the ones of the older generation who are also being converted to just buying shit online because it's cheaper, it's more convenient, you don't need to leave your house. And when you go to a Sears, it's just a drab store. How dope would it be if they decided to liven that place up? You go inside of a Sears and there's like a fucking DJ playing. There are lights going on and off. You're trying to buy some discount jeans or some Wolverine shoes for your fucking construction job, because apparently that's what Sears is catered to. I don't know if you've ever been to Sears, but you look at their shoe section and they don't have running shoes. All the shoes they have are construction shoes. So they have Wolverine boots and a lot of Tims. So for construction workers and rappers, that's pretty much what the clientele of Sears is. And that's not enough to hold them up. So we'll see where they go in the next couple months. So Facebook comes out with this fucking portal, which is an in-home video device that has a camera and that you could ask questions to and search things up and watch videos. Why would anybody buy this? Knowing how Facebook uses your information, knowing that the instant you get a Facebook, they're selling your shit off to advertisers in China. I still get phone calls on a daily basis from fucking people that I have no idea who they are. My credit is pretty good, you know. I don't have a lot of major debt. I manage my finances pretty well, yet I still get phone calls saying, hey dude, we've received notice that your credit is shit. And it's one of these sort of phishing sort of services that Facebook or one of these online fucking social media things sold your information to, and now they're calling you. And now they're calling you on a daily basis, telling me that my house insurance rates are gonna go up. I don't own a home. What? So now they have this portal device that they put inside of your house that you put inside of your house, and people are complaining about privacy issues. Don't buy it. Just don't fucking buy it. And Facebook here apparently admitted, according to Gizmodo, that its new spy equipment, I love the appropriate title there, could actually spy on you. So Facebook here announced Portal, a new voice-activated speaker and video chat gadget, and the company said that it would not use data collected through the device to target ads. It was in fact very slippery. Facebook just admitted Portal is completely capable of collecting data about you and using that data to target ads, but don't worry, they're not going to do that. What? How retarded do you have to be to actually buy this thing with the intent of, no, it's useful. I could just go in here and chat with my friends and I could listen to videos. It's already bad enough that whenever you start talking about some sort of item that you want, suddenly you get ads on your phone of that particular object. I was talking with my friend about camera stuff, and then suddenly the same camera is popping up on my fucking phone. And yeah, I've looked it up on Google, but that's also another one. I'm looking stuff up on Google, and for weeks later, I'm seeing ads on the side of pages that are towards the items that I'm looking up. That's some scummy shit. So the statement here is that Portal voice calling is built on the Messenger infrastructure. So when you make a video call in Portal, we collect the same types of information, length of calls, frequency, that collect on other Messenger-enabled apps. We may use this information to inform the ads that we show you across our platforms. Other general usage data, such as aggregate usage of apps, may also feed into the information that we use to serve apps. I mean, that's kind of contradictory to say that they're not going to use it for ads and then make a statement here saying, yeah, we could use it to make ads, you know, to cater to you though. It's to be catered to you. We're going to show you ads that you may like to see. I don't think anybody should buy this, or anybody should even think of purchasing this and putting this into your house. And I think they got in trouble recently for ad videos, because advertisers are apparently alleging that Facebook was hiding the fact that nobody watches video ads. So apparently they were playing it up to advertisers. Look at all these video ads we could show you. Look at all these metrics. I don't know if you ever watched video on Facebook, but if you watch a video for less than a second, it considers that a view. So that's why you see all these overinflated views on Facebook. Oh, look, this video has 45 million views. Yeah, it's because when somebody was scrolling, they coughed and the video played for less than a fraction of a second. So apparently Facebook's reports show that the impact of its miscalculation is much more severe than initially reported. So they were hiding this to video advertisers. Oh boy, Facebook keeps just taking L's, man. I've never been a huge fan of Facebook. I found all the content to be cancerous. You know, you have videos where the top bar and the bottom bar or the sidebars are taken up by emojis. And I know that's a stereotype. You're like, oh yeah, PigCake, what, you're just watching H3 videos, huh? You're just watching all these videos about Facebook video. No, they're fucking there. If you go on Facebook, you see these DIY videos with emojis on the side, with these very fake looking females showing you how to use Vaseline to apparently, you know, wash your face. I don't know, this is the most pointless DIY shit. You're using erasers and pins to hold up keys. It's the dumbest shit. But anyways, we'll see again where Facebook takes this in the coming months. But I feel like they're in a downslope. Anyways, that's the news, guys. That's the news for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something from it. I hope you guys don't buy this fucking portal device. Instead, you should check out my t-shirt line. Yeah, it's catered towards magicians, but you do have a little bit of the PigCake love there. But you do have some stuff like Go Outside or Magic is for Losers on the shirts or whatever. But you should check them out. You should check them out and support your favorite pastry-based internet YouTube personality. Well, I'm gonna go figure out different ways to use a bottle of water as a way of warding off the spirits.
Again, when I see you 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 again, when I see